Overcoming the fear of new relationships, healing parables. Once there was a man named Alex. He was weary of loneliness and burdened by thoughts of why his past relationships had brought him more pain than joy. One day, he decided that he needed to do something extraordinary to understand himself, the essence of things, and the root of his unhappiness. Alex set his mind on crossing a desert. It was a dangerous yet thrilling journey, and he resolved to face it alone to confront his fear of solitude and fully embrace it. Gathering everything he needed, Alex embarked on his journey. The desert greeted him with blazing sun, cold nights, and endless sandy dunes. Every day, Alex pressed forward, battling fatigue and doubts. Yet, despite the hardships, he began to feel a change within himself. He started to realize that loneliness was not merely the absence of people but an opportunity to truly listen to himself. On the third day of his journey, Alex encountered a caravan of Bedouins. They had stopped nearby to rest, and one of them, a man named Samir, noticed the weary traveler and approached him. "Where are you headed, friend?" Samir asked. "I'm traveling to understand myself and my fears," Alex replied. "I want to know what it truly means to be alone." Samir smiled. "The desert is a great teacher," he said, "but sometimes it teaches lessons through the people you meet. Let me share a story with you, one that my grandfather told me." Alex sat beside Samir by the fire, and Samir began his tale. Long ago in a distant land, there lived a potter named David. He was renowned for his beautiful vases, each one unique. But one day, one of his favorite vases shattered. It was a vase he had crafted with great love, and its loss brought him immense sorrow. From that day on, David stopped creating. "Why make something," he said, "if it can just break again?" Time passed. David withdrew into his home, and his workshop gathered dust. One day, a traveler came to him with a request. "I've heard of your wonderful vases. Could you make one for me?" David refused. "I don't create anymore. It's too painful." But the traveler didn't leave. He sat on David's porch and began to talk about how David's vases had brought joy to people. How they were used to hold flowers, water, letters, and even treasures. David thought for a while. He became curious. "What if I tried again?" he wondered. "Maybe this vase won't break." He returned to his potter's wheel. His first attempts were uncertain, but over time, his hands remembered how to shape the clay. The new vase he created was not only beautiful but strong. And even if it were to break, David realized he could always create again, and that was his true strength. Alex listened intently. When Samir finished, he felt something shift within him. "Are you saying that even if something breaks, it's not the end?" Alex asked. "Exactly," Samir replied. "Life is not a still picture. It's a river. It flows, it changes, and no one knows what lies around the next bend. Even the desert sometimes gives unexpected gifts." Those words stayed with Alex. He continued his journey, but now he no longer felt so alone. He understood that solitude was not his enemy but an opportunity for growth. He also realized that his fear of relationships was simply a fear of breaking, like a vase. But without trying, he would never know what could be created. When Alex completed his journey across the desert, he returned home a different person. He no longer feared being alone, but he also didn't close his heart to new connections. The melody of Samir's words echoed in his mind. "Life is a river, and no one knows what lies around the next bend." The end.